as Xiao Yan quietly absorbed the energy of spirit beasts outside. Breaking through to the late 3-star Do Xian stage was merely a matter of time. Thus, Xiao Gui and his companion stood silently in the cave, witnessing this peculiar scene. What should we do now? The two exchanged a glance and immediately asked, evidently intending to head toward the treasure below. However, they were entangled by the unyielding ice, plunging them into a temporary stalemate. This ice is incredibly sturdy and has no apparent entry point. I'm afraid the only way is for me to use my ice attribute Do Qi to break through the layers of ice and see what's beneath. Moreover, based on my guess, the only guardian here is likely the ice demon swordsman, Luo Minglan proposed after some discussion. Being proficient in ice attribute Do Qi, she could minimize the risks involved. Although the frozen lake deep within the cave was no longer guarded by the ice demon swordsman, the bone-piercing cold remained relentless. The ice layer, protected by this chilling aura, was undoubtedly challenging to destroy. Together, Xiao Gui naturally wouldn't miss an opportunity to prove himself and stood before Luo Minglan, ready to act. No, your left arm has already been affected by the glacier sword chi from that creature earlier. Exposure to this cold will only intensify the pain. Luo Minglan sternly rebuked him. With her sensitivity to ice attributes, she easily discerned the conspicuous wound on Xiao Gui's arm. Fine, Xiao Gui said reluctantly, shaking his head. As soon as he relented, a surge of white Do Qi enveloped Luo Minglan's body, wrapping her in a protective barrier. She cautiously made her way toward the center of the frozen lake. Forget it. I'll follow and see what's happening, Xiao Gui murmured, quietly trailing behind her. However, the wound on his arm seared with excruciating pain as it came into contact with the cold. This place feels strange. Luo Minglan stopped after reaching the base of a peak at the lake's center, her delicate eyes lifting in puzzlement. It seemed to be the perfect entry point to the frozen lake. However, the peak before them appeared to completely block the way. Let me try. Before Luo Minglan could respond, Xiao Gui raised his hands, which now pulsed with a sinister energy. With a powerful sweep, he unleashed a ferocious attack on the peak. Boom! The peak trembled violently under the onslaught, shedding chunks of ice and stone. Watch out! Luo Minglan quickly erected a Do Qi barrier in front of them to shield against the falling debris. Within moments, Xiao Gui's assault had flattened the peak, intensifying the chilling aura that permeated the cave. Is that an entrance? Xiao Gui's gaze locked onto the base of the now-vanished peak. A massive ice pit, several meters across, slowly revealed itself. From within the pit emanated a faint yet distinct energy glow, indicating the treasure's presence. Let's go. Luo Minglan surveyed their surroundings briefly, exchanged a glance with Xiao Gui, and then leaped into the pit, with him following close behind. As they descended into the pit, an overwhelming surge of white cold enveloped them. Xiao Gui's wound flared up, causing him unbearable pain. His face contorted, veins bulging in his effort to endure. I told you not to come, but you wouldn't listen, Luo Minglan said, her voice tinged with concern. She quickly released her Do Qi to isolate the freezing mist, making Xiao Gui feel somewhat better. I couldn't let a girl come down here alone into such unknown dangers, Xiao Gui replied with a sheepish grin, his straightforwardness revealing his sincerity. This guy. Luo Minglan chuckled lightly at his earnest words, her smile bright and fleeting. This must lead to the treasure below. Be careful, Xiao Gui said after a brief pause, his tone serious. Got it. The duo continued their descent. The cold intensified with every step, the white mist around them growing thicker. The oppressive force of the ice attribute became almost unbearable. We can't go any further. If we do, we might not survive this pressure, Luo Minglan warned, glancing at Xiao Gui, who looked increasingly pained. She then turned her gaze toward the shimmering light below, now tantalizingly close. Curiously, the energy and light from the treasure below felt within reach. Yet they had already descended nearly 700 meters, surrounded only by frigid ice. The treasure itself remained out of sight. Cough, cough. I'll be fine. I can hold on. The thing below is undoubtedly a treasure. Can't give up? Xiao Gui gritted his teeth and endured the inhuman torment, forcing himself to speak. This was his hard-earned chance to prove himself, and no matter what, he was determined to retrieve this treasure and present it to Luo Minglan. Let's go. In a flash, Luo Minglan moved, taking Xiao Gui with her as they flew out. We can't leave like this. Seeing this, Xiao Gui panicked, breaking free from Luo Minglan's grasp. Ghostly energy enveloped his entire body as he shot downward toward the ice layer below, where the treasure lay hidden. You big oaf, you! Luo Minglan exclaimed in shock. But Xiao Gui was too fast. Though her heart burned with anger, she followed closely behind. 800 meters. Surrounded by ghostly energy, Xiao Gui pressed on downward. At 800 meters, the icy chill began penetrating even his protective ghostly aura, invading his body. If this continued for too long, it would likely leave severe aftereffects. Just a bit closer. 900 meters. Ignoring everything else, Xiao Gui dived further down, his relentless determination evident. He would not give up until he reached his goal. You big oaf, stop now. Any further, and you'll die. Luo Minglan followed him down but could feel immense pressure even at the 800-meter mark. Despite her cultivation and ice attributes, the strain was overwhelming. She could only imagine how much worse it was for Xiao Gui. 1,000 meters. Holding his breath, Xiao Gui surged downward in one final burst. Suddenly, as if piercing through an invisible barrier, Xiao Gui's figure vanished from the icy pit and entered a radiant white sphere of light. You big oaf, you! Luo Minglan, enduring the intense pressure, followed him into the sphere of light. Is that the mystic ice lotus platform? Luo Minglan's eyes widened as she took in the scene. Her attention, initially focused on Xiao Gui, was drawn to the treasure before them. Her pupils contracted, and she stared unblinkingly at the item not far from them, exclaiming in shock, "The mystic ice lotus platform?" Hearing this, Xiao Gui shifted his focus to the scene before them. What greeted them was a peculiar space, likely formed to protect the treasure after the lake froze over. The space was small, and directly in front of them was a lotus platform of pristine white jade. Who would have thought it was the mystic ice lotus platform? Luo Minglan couldn't help but smile, her knowledge of the treasures within Spirit Mountain evidently surpassing even the sect master's understanding back at the Spirit Hall. Are you all right? Moments later, Luo Minglan shifted her gaze back to Xiao Gui, her tone filled with concern. The treasure was undeniably tempting, but without Xiao Gui's lead, she would likely have returned empty-handed. I'm fine. Ever since entering this space, the icy power has significantly weakened, and my injuries have improved a lot, Xiao Gui replied with a smile. By the way, the mystic ice lotus platform you mentioned, is it that lotus platform in front of us? Xiao Gui asked, clearly puzzled. From his perception, aside from the platform's intense cold, there didn't seem to be anything particularly special about it. However, faint white halos seemed to radiate from within. It's good you're all right. As for this mystic ice lotus platform, it's an incredibly rare treasure. The mystic ice lotus platform grows in extreme cold and is a treasure that appears once in a millennium. It takes 100 years to form, and only after enduring 1,000 years of icy tempering does it truly become a treasure. With each passing millennium, the pure power it contains increases significantly. For cultivators of the ice attribute, this treasure is invaluable. During cultivation, the lotus platform continuously releases pure icy energy, providing unparalleled efficiency in training and accelerating progress remarkably, Luo Minglan explained, her delicate eyes burning with excitement as she gazed at the lotus platform. She clearly understood its value in great detail. All right, I'll leave this thing to you, Xiao Gui said with a light nod. It was apparent he didn't care much for the treasure. Hey. Luo Minglan cried out in disbelief as she watched Xiao Gui sit down cross-legged to regulate his energy. Do you really not understand how valuable this is? She exclaimed. This was the mystic ice lotus platform, a treasure that could double the cultivation efficiency of an ice attribute user. Even for non-ice attribute cultivators, auctioning it off would yield wealth that could rival nations. However, The true value of the lotus platform was not in itself. Where there was a mystic ice lotus platform, there were bound to be mystic ice lotus seeds. The mystic ice lotus platform, after enduring the erosion of extreme cold for centuries, forms the lotus platform over 100 years. Subsequently, every millennium, it absorbs the power of extreme cold, using this energy to temper itself. The surplus energy left after tempering is stored within the platform, eventually condensing into what is known as the mystic ice lotus seed. The value of the mystic ice lotus platform is comparable to that of a second-tier emperor-grade pill. However, a single mystic ice lotus seed's worth rivals that of a fourth-tier immortal-grade pill. The reason lies in the terrifyingly potent energy contained within the seed, an energy comparable to that of a human cultivator at the 4-star Do Xian level, making the disparity between the platform and the seed worlds apart. This item is useful to you, so I won't take it. Quickly, claim it for yourself, Xiao Gui remarked. Though unaware of the mystic ice lotus seed hidden within the platform, even if he knew, he would not act otherwise, as he found himself favorably inclined toward this woman. You really are a big fool. Luo Minglan sighed helplessly, walking to Xiao Gui's side. With a radiant surge of ice attribute Do Qi, she temporarily suppressed the cold energy afflicting his injured arm. I've temporarily contained the cold energy. Once I retrieve the treasure and we leave Spirit Mountain, I'll heal you, Luo Minglan said with a smile. All right, go ahead, Xiao Gui replied. With a soft whoosh, Luo Minglan carefully approached the platform center. Her eyes scanned the area before settling on the only significant feature, a jade-white lotus platform. The jade-white lotus platform was round in shape, surrounded by layers of pure white halos that enveloped it in mystery. The platform itself bore finger-sized apertures emitting faint white glows, further accentuating its enigmatic nature. Around the platform, a brilliant surge of extreme cold energy emerged. As Luo Minglan approached, her body trembled slightly, indicating the oppressive pressure the energy exerted on her, even as an ice attribute Do Qi cultivator. Mystic ice lotus platform, she murmured, gritting her teeth and enduring the biting cold as she slowly advanced. Finally, she arrived before the platform, her gaze drawn to a thick, arm-sized root extending downward into the void beneath it. This mystic ice lotus platform truly lives up to its reputation, Luo Minglan remarked, noticing countless tendrils emanating from the root, each radiating a frenzied greed as they absorbed the extreme cold energy from the surrounding lake. Let's get to it. After a brief hesitation, Luo Minglan steeled herself. With Xiao Gui suffering from the cold energy, she knew delay was unwise. Clatter! In an instant, a surge of dazzling white Do Qi erupted from Luo Minglan's body, encasing her hands in crystalline ice gloves formed from pure energy. Be careful. That extreme cold energy is incredibly dangerous, Xiao Gui warned, watching her closely. Understood. Luo Minglan nodded lightly, raising her hand toward the apertures on the platform. She knew the most valuable aspect of the mystic ice lotus platform was the mystic ice lotus seed, hidden within and accessible only through these openings. As soon as her hand made contact with the platform, a torrent of pure white cold energy surged from the tendrils below. It seemed to react instinctively, fiercely repelling her touch as though protecting the platform. Himph! Luo Minglan snorted softly, unleashing an immense power from the icy gloves on her hands. With a burst of strength, she defeated the oncoming surge of cold energy. However, beads of sweat appeared on her forehead, betraying the immense Do Qi expenditure behind her seemingly effortless defense. Ice attribute great heavenly seed? Xiao Gui muttered to himself, sensing an awe-inspiring wave of energy emanating from Luo Minglan during her clash with the cold energy. However, it was fleeting, vanishing as quickly as it had appeared. Boom! With Luo Minglan's overwhelming energy forcing back the platform's protective cold energy, the oppressive aura receded. The mystic ice lotus platform no longer resisted, allowing Luo Minglan unhindered access to its apertures. With a soft whoosh, Luo Minglan extended her hand carefully toward the openings. A faint crack formed around one aperture, and the platform's core gradually expanded, revealing the mystic ice lotus seed within. Boom! As Luo Minglan gently opened a lotus platform's aperture, an intense surge of dazzling extreme cold energy erupted, instantly transforming into streams of white mist that permeated the space. It really is a mystic ice lotus seed. Gazing at the white speck of light quietly resting in the lotus's heart, Luo Minglan couldn't help but murmur softly. The white mystic ice lotus seed was no larger than a fingertip, but the energy it contained was astonishingly vast. Even a single seed held the potential to help someone break through the bottleneck of perfected 3-star Do Xian. At the center of the misty lotus platform, several white light spots gradually appeared. As these spots emerged, waves of intensely terrifying cold energy swept through the space. Yet, as the energy approached Luo Minglan, it seemed to be naturally absorbed by her. 1, 2, 5. Luo Minglan muttered softly, her delicate eyes suddenly narrowing in shock. The mystic ice lotus platform had actually produced 5 mystic ice lotus seeds. It was widely known that even a single mystic ice lotus seed was priceless. The sudden appearance of 5 at once left Luo Minglan utterly astonished. "Are you all right?" Xiao Gui stepped forward and asked. "I'm fine," Luo Minglan replied. "Look at the center of the platform. Those white glowing spots are mystic ice lotus seeds. 5 of them. Big guy, I really owe you for this." Staring at the 5 seeds standing serenely at the heart of the lotus, Luo Minglan spoke in a voice tinged with emotion. "We shouldn't delay. I must enter seclusion immediately to absorb the mystic ice lotus seeds and see if I can break through to 4-star Do Xian." Determination flickered in Luo Minglan's eyes. Previously, to avoid the pressure of an arranged marriage, Luo Minglan had fled to Spirit Mountain. On one hand, it was to escape, and on the other, it was to strengthen her abilities. Though she had never met the man in question, rumors hinted that he was a powerful 4-star Do Xian, possibly even on the verge of touching the domain of true masters. To escape this predicament, Luo Minglan knew she had to grow stronger. "Go ahead. I'll stand guard for you." "I'll stay here until you're done," Xiao Gui nodded solemnly. Though he noticed the worry in Luo Minglan's furrowed brows, he refrained from asking further. "Thank you, big guy. This treasure hunt has benefited me greatly." With those words, a radiant icy energy surged from Luo Minglan's body, enveloping both her and the lotus platform. The shimmering energy formed a small, private space for her cultivation, leaving Xiao Gui alone in the quieting area. Sigh. I wonder who she really is in the spirit hall. Judging by her attire, she must hold a significant position. If I approach her rashly, she might outright refuse me, Xiao Gui muttered as he paced back and forth protectively. Done already? A hearty laugh echoed through the space as a man with a heavy ruler slung across his back slowly emerged from the void. Hey, big brother. The ice demon swordsman, Xiao Gui greeted him earnestly. I absorbed it, Xiao Yan said casually. Big brother, your power is growing faster than ever. Xiao Gui marveled. Though Xiao Yan's aura was still at the late 3-star Do Xian level, an overwhelming and fearsome energy seemed to emanate from him. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. Xiao Yan smirked, turning his gaze to Xiao Gui. This girl is quite strong, perfected 3-star Do Xian, and she possesses a great heavenly seed of ice attribute. She must hold a prestigious position in the spirit hall. So, do you have the courage? Big brother, I? Xiao Gui hesitated, his thoughts muddled. With his parents' whereabouts unknown, indulging in matters of the heart felt almost shameful. I'll find out about your parents, but some fates are worth seizing. Don't let the chance slip by, Xiao Yan said, placing a reassuring hand on Xiao Gui's shoulder. All right. Xiao Gui nodded firmly. Despite the shared bloodline connecting them, Xiao Yan's encouragement filled Xiao Gui with gratitude. Let's wait and see. Big brother, my wound? Xiao Gui finally broke the silence after a while, his voice tinged with discomfort. Cold energy continued to surge from his wound, causing him intense pain. He had endured it earlier in Luo Minglan's presence, but now it was becoming unbearable. All right, I can take care of that wound for you. But as they say, debts must be settled with the one who caused them. Go find whoever hurt you, Xiao Yan teased. a faint smile flickering across his lips. Clearly, he saw this injury as Xiao Gui's best excuse to approach Luo Menglan. But the wound was caused by the Ice Demon Swordsman. You've already absorbed it. So Xiao Gui hesitated, momentarily at a loss for words. You idiot. Wait until that girl finishes her seclusion, then go find her. Xiao Yan retorted, exasperation in his voice. Xiao Gui's single-mindedness was both frustrating and amusing. Oh, thank you, big brother. Xiao Gui was puzzled at first, but after a moment, he smiled faintly, finally understanding Xiao Yan's good intentions. Just wait for it. I had already sensed that the power within this girl had faintly reached the peak of perfected 3-star Do Xian. With the help of 5 mystic ice lotus seeds, she'll likely complete her breakthrough within a few days, Xiao Yan said. No sooner had he finished speaking than the two began to wait patiently. For cultivators, a few days in seclusion often passed in the blink of an eye. However, within the small secluded space where Luo Menglan was attempting her breakthrough, waves of dazzling energy suddenly burst forth. The radiance surrounding her began to tremble violently, and even the icy surface of the lake outside the space emitted an intense, bone-chilling coldness. This scene was not a sign of a successful breakthrough. It bore all the hallmarks of failure. This surge of energy, Xiao Yan and Xiao Gui, meditating with their eyes closed, were startled awake by the disturbance. Xiao Yan's gaze locked onto the glowing sphere ahead, from which destructive icy do qi was rapidly spreading. Big brother, what's happening? Xiao Gui, alarmed, immediately opened his eyes and asked anxiously. Step back. Stay away. Xiao Yan ordered, blocking Xiao Gui and retreating dozens of steps with him. In their haste, a finely crafted jade bottle emerged from Xiao Gui's body. A Do Xian pill? Xiao Gui gasped, instantly recognizing the pill from its exquisite container. Keep it. It's the reward Elder of Earth gave us, best used by those at the peak of perfected 3-star Do Xian, Xiao Yan said gravely. Understood. Xiao Gui carefully stored the Do Xian pill and refocused on the glowing sphere. Big brother, will she be all right? After a moment of silence, Xiao Gui asked hesitantly. Hard to say. This extremely potent icy do qi is indeed hers, but Xiao Yan enveloped the two of them in a radiant protective soul force to shield them from the cold, hesitating as he spoke. But what? Xiao Gui's pupils contracted sharply. But this do qi doesn't match someone breaking through to perfected 3-star Do Xian. It resembles the surge from an attempt to advance from early 4-star Do Xian to mid 4-star Do Xian. Xiao Yan's eyes turned sharp as he explained. With only 3 people in this space, the source of such power was unmistakably Luo Menglan. Impossible. She's only at perfected 3-star Do Xian. How could she be attempting to break through to mid 4-star Do Xian? That's a death sentence. Xiao Gui exclaimed in shock. The mystic ice lotus seeds are incredibly valuable. Just one has the power to help someone at perfected 3-star Do Xian break their bottleneck. With 5 consumed at once, attempting to break through to mid 4-star Do Xian is not entirely impossible, Xiao Yan explained. But why would she take such a reckless risk? Xiao Gui asked in anguish, his heart wrung with pain. Alas, this girl must have her own reasons, Xiao Yan said with a sigh. He wasn't envious of the mystic ice lotus seeds. They were only effective for ice attribute cultivators. For someone like Xiao Yan, who cultivated fire and wood attributes, consuming them would likely lead to harmful backlash instead of benefits. Boom, boom, boom. At that moment, while Xiao Gui was still struggling with confusion and sorrow, the icy light sphere suddenly exploded. Swallowing 5 mystic ice lotus seeds at once, this guy. Xiao Yan shook his head as he watched Luo Menglan, blood faintly tracing the corners of her mouth. Her aura had become completely chaotic. If she succeeded, her strength would have skyrocketed from perfected 3-star Do Xian to mid 4-star Do Xian. But now that she failed, she might remain stuck at perfected 3-star Do Xian for a long time. Without a top-tier pill, progressing further will be nearly impossible. Are you okay? As Luo Menglan collapsed weakly, Xiao Gui hurried forward and caught her in his arms. Big guy. Luo Minglan struggled to open her delicate eyes, gazing quietly at Xiao Gui. The weakness in her body left her unable to do more. Why did you do this? Xiao Gui held her gently, his body trembling. Just days ago, she was a lively, cheerful girl. Yet now she was in this state. After some discussions between a sect master from the Earth Hall and the master of ferocious souls, they decided to marry me off to a supposedly gifted disciple in the Earth Hall. But I've never even met that guy. How could I agree to marry him? Because I'm the only female disciple under the 3 sect masters of the Spirit Hall, I caught his attention. It's said that his strength has already reached perfected 4-star Do Xian, one of the best in the Earth Hall, almost touching the realm beyond. I didn't want to follow their arrangements, but my strength is too weak. Perfected 3-star Do Xian is nothing compared to him. That's why I risked swallowing 5 mystic ice lotus seeds, hoping to reach mid 4-star Do Xian. If I had succeeded, the sect master might have been able to resist this forced marriage. But I failed. Still, I don't want to resign myself to this fate. Luo Menglan's voice was light, yet filled with rare determination. Who is he? Xiao Gui's voice turned cold. I'll kill him. Hearing her words, he enveloped the area in ghostly energy, completely sealing off the space. Calm down. Xiao Yan intervened, unleashing a brilliant wave of soul power to temporarily suppress Xiao Gui's fury. Big brother. Xiao Gui growled, his eyes reddened with anger. I'm sorry. Luo Minglan felt a warmth in her heart at Xiao Gui's reaction. But with her failed breakthrough, her strength would likely remain at perfected 3-star Do Xian. Escaping the marriage arranged by the Master of Ferocious Souls now seemed impossible. Will this help? Xiao Gui suddenly took out a pill and placed it before her, his tone filled with urgency. This is a Do Xian pill? Luo Menglan's weakened voice quivered as she recognized it, her heart shaking with disbelief. A Do Xian pill can allow a perfected 3-star Do Xian to effortlessly break through to 4-star Do Xian. It's not much, but it's all I can offer. Xiao Gui grinned, his smile simple and earnest. Big guy, thank you. But this is too valuable. I can't accept it. Luo Minglan gently pushed the pill back into his hand. I'll always remember your kindness during this trip to Spirit Mountain. If I have the chance in the future, I'll repay you. In the ghost realm, and even throughout the ferocious soul domain, alchemists were exceedingly rare. Even Luo Minglan, as the great-granddaughter of a sect master, had no access to a Do Xian pill. This alone spoke volumes about the scarcity of alchemists in the ghost realm. Without saying a word, Xiao Gui uncorked a jade bottle and, while Luo Minglan wasn't paying attention, slipped the Do Xian pill into her mouth. You. Too weak to resist, Luo Minglan rested against Xiao Gui, feeling a small, round pill dissolve in her mouth. A faint sense of security filled her. This pill is useless to me. Just absorb its energy. Xiao Gui's smile was calm, as if her presence alone was enough to make him happy. As for the guy trying to force you into marriage, no matter who he is, I, Xiao Gui, will destroy him. Suddenly, an overwhelming, unspeakable ghostly aura spread from Xiao Gui, like a demon rising from the darkness. Looks like I don't need to interfere in this matter, Xiao Yan murmured, standing aside quietly. He could have prevented Luo Menglan's failed breakthrough, but he had chosen not to. After all, this was for Xiao Gui's happiness. If Xiao Yan intervened, there wouldn't have been any role left for Xiao Gui. You. Luo Menglan's feelings were a mix of joy and worry as she looked at Xiao Gui's actions. Luo Menglan, often regarded as the little princess of the Spirit Hall, had never encountered a man like Xiao Gui, someone who was not only indifferent to treasure but also treated her with such kindness. She couldn't help but feel a tinge of gratitude and affection. Quickly absorb it. You've recklessly swallowed 5 mystic ice lotus seeds, injuring your essence. The energy within the Do Xian pill is vast and profound. It will not only restore your primordial energy, but may also help you break through to the early 4-star Do Xian stage, Xiao Gui said with a gentle smile. Even the loss of the Do Xian pill seemed trivial to him, as he spoke with a carefree laugh. Swish! In an instant, the Do Xian pill hidden in Luo Menglan's mouth began to release streams of pure energy. These energies flowed through her limbs and into every corner of her body, gradually repairing her weakened aura and damaged essence. Mother, perhaps now I understand why you were willing to fall alongside father, Luo Minglan murmured softly, tears welling up in her eyes, silently streaming down her cheeks. Moments later, Xiao Gui gently laid her down, and Luo Minglan began absorbing the Douxian pill. This time, everything unfolded naturally. There was no longer any trace of her previous recklessness, and breaking through to 4-star Douxian was now only a matter of time. Brother, my Douxian pill? Xiao Gui, having completed his task, couldn't help but walk over to Xiao Yan, rubbing his head with a slightly embarrassed grin. That was yours to begin with, and your actions had the desired effect. Well done, Xiao Yan replied with a chuckle, his formidable soul perception keenly noting subtle changes in Luo Minglan. Brother, the one who tried to force me into marriage is in the Earth Hall. When I get there, I won't hold back. I will use every ounce of my strength to eliminate him, Xiao Gui said in a low voice, his words brimming with resolve. It was clear that Luo Minglan's earlier remarks had left a deep impression on him. Don't unleash your full power until you've fully understood the force within you, Xiao Yan warned. Besides, you have me. As your elder brother, I can't let your title be for nothing. And remember, he's just a perfected 4-star Douxian. While he may have half a foot in the domain stage, there's no need for you to expend all your strength. Xiao Yan placed his hands on Xiao Gui's shoulders, smiling. He could vaguely sense that Xiao Gui had gained something significant in the demon suppression prison. Moreover, it seemed that a power left by Xiao Gui's parents resided within him, a force likely meant to protect him. At the very least, it was of a 5-star Douxian level. Fully unleashing it would expose the Xiao clan's ancestral markings, putting Xiao Gui in grave danger. As for a perfected 4-star Douxian, Xiao Yan was confident he could handle such a foe, albeit with effort. Furthermore, he was eager to test whether he could fuse the furious Buddha flame lotus after employing the flame swallowing technique. If successful, his combat power might become unparalleled. Boom! As the two conversed, the void around them suddenly exploded, and the three found themselves in a 1,000-meter deep layer of ice. This guy's ice attribute power truly lives up to its reputation as a great heavenly seed of ice, Xiao Yan murmured in amazement, observing the icy Douqi radiating from Luo Minglan's body. The power of such a great heavenly seed rivaled his own scarlet flame. Yet Xiao Yan remained curious about Xiao Gui's attributes. Being a fusion of human blood and ghostly essence, Xiao Gui possessed both ghostly energy and human Douqi. Yet, his additional Douqi attribute remained a mystery, even to Xiao Gui himself. Swish, swish. Suddenly, waves of white mist rippled outwards from Luo Minglan, tearing through the ice layer with cracks that spread from its base. At the same moment, ominous thunderclouds appeared over Spirit Mountain, exuding an eerie aura. A 4-star Douxian tribulation. Only by overcoming this tribulation could Luo Minglan truly step into the realm of 4-star Douxian. What a terrifying Douxian tribulation, Xiao Yan muttered under his breath. His gaze pierced through the endless white mist of Spirit Mountain, landing on the sky, where destructive waves radiated from the strange thunderclouds. The clouds were pure white, matching the icy Douqi emanating from Luo Minglan. However, as the thunderclouds churned, bolts of lightning 100 meters wide erupted with devastating force, clearly preparing to annihilate Luo Minglan in one strike. Boom! Meanwhile, on Spirit Mountain's peak, the carcass of a soul beast suddenly released a ferocious aura. Is this such a powerful Douxian tribulation? Could it just dissipate like this? Although Xiao Yan knew the special nature of the Spirit Mountain space, he was still surprised to see the white thunderclouds above the sky gradually fade away. Swish, swish, crack, crack. As the thunderclouds completely vanished, the lake that had been frozen solid began to echo with shattering sounds. From beneath the 1,000-meter thick ice layer, a figure slowly emerged, surrounded by an immense force of cold ice. It's done. Luo Minglan's effortless breakthrough was undoubtedly thanks to Xiao Gui's Douxian pill, and the mysterious soul beast remains at the summit of Spirit Mountain. As soon as she succeeded, she rushed toward Xiao Gui with sparkling eyes, her joy evident. Big guy. Thank you. I made it. A sweet voice echoed from within the ice layer. Luo Minglan and Xiao Gui embraced tightly, their joy palpable. This is my elder brother, the one who just lured away the ice demon swordsman. Xiao Gui, reluctant to let go of the faint fragrance lingering around him, finally released her and introduced Luo Minglan to Xiao Yan. Hello, I'm Luo Minglan, she said politely after her initial surprise. Yet it was clear her attention remained wholly fixed on Xiao Gui, paying little heed to Xiao Yan. I'll take my leave now, so as not to disturb you. After speaking, Xiao Yan turned and left, leaving Xiao Gui and Luo Minglan behind. The two exchanged quiet words, setting a date to treat the cold chi wounds. Then, they slowly departed from Spirit Mountain. This seemingly simple journey to Spirit Mountain forged a rather intriguing bond between Xiao Gui and Luo Minglan.